What's up, it's Rob from Miles, and today I'm going to go over a quick troubleshooting tutorial. This is something we've seen a few times where you've got the board and it's a dual but only one wheel is spinning. So that could mean a couple things. I'm not going to show you exactly how to troubleshoot that and find out what you need to get back on the road ASAP. So first thing we're going to do is take the lid off, super easy, and what I'm going to do is transfer this to the head cam so you can see everything as I see it. So here we go. So first thing we're gonna do here is take the lid off, and you'll need your 2mm Allen key that came in the box. If you don't have it, you can find it at any hardware store. And I've already taken everything but one bolt off here just to keep this video short. So I'm gonna crank this thing off. All right. Now, inside your board, I've already kind of disconnected everything in here just to keep the video short, but yours may look different than this. This controller will be bolted down, the battery will be stuck in. This is kind of loose in here just to show you what's going on. So, again, I'll run the board here. You can see that only the left wheel is working, not the right. So, obviously that's not good if you got the dual board. So we're gonna diagnose that. First thing we're going to do is check these connections. So we want to make sure every connection here on the computer board is tight in there. What can happen is if one of these gets unplugged, you know, it can kind of work itself out from vibration. Let's say it's right there. Then, wow, no, now we've got no motors working. So that's a very common scenario. It's just working itself out. We do put some glue on these to hold them in, but it can work itself out. These are all tied in, so it's not that. Also, just good practice to check that all these are in as well. So that did not work. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna try and diagnose, is the problem coming from the motor itself or from the controller, the ESC board here? And that's quite easy to do. So one way we can do it is if there's, you know, a problem with the board, we can swap the wires and see if the motor that's not working moves to the other side, then we'll know it's a problem with the controller. If it stays on the same side, we know it's a problem with the motor. So let me show you how to do that. What we'll do is work these wires out and go from there. So first thing I'll do is actually turn this off while I'm working on it. So to do that, I can just turn off the battery. Now the board's off and I can work on it without issues. So here I'm gonna kind of work this cable out with a screwdriver and not pull it out by the wires. So I'm using a flathead screwdriver here. You can use a paper clip or something like that if you need to, but take a little bit of time to get these white ones out because you don't want to pull the wires out. There we go. Okay, now that white one's out, and I'll do the same thing on this side. So the yellow one is the motor power, and the white one is kind of an information cable. It tells the computer how much the wheel is turning and things like that. So what I'm gonna do now is swap these, and we'll see if the wires will stretch to the other side. If not, I'll have to turn the controller over. So I'm putting the left motor wires in the right side and vice versa. And it's a bit of a stretch, but we'll try and make it work. You get the other one first. So I'm kind of stretching these wires. Another way to do it would be to flip the controller over That would make it a little easier. See if we can get that one. Yeah, it is tight. What I'll do is just flip this controller over to make it a little easier. All right, now this one goes here, and this one goes here. So I had already unscrewed the controller, but you may have to remove yours just to test that. So let's see if we can turn it on, turn the battery on. And now it should be the right wheel actually that turns it on, because we switched the motor wires. So turn the remote on, and remember it was the right wheel that did not work before. Now it's the left wheel that didn't work before. So the fact that the right wheel is working now means that the right wheel does not have a problem. That means the problem was in the controller itself. So right away I know that this computer board has a problem. If I swap that out with a new computer board, both motors are going to be working and I'm on my way. So this is a quick diagnosis. We want to make sure you get the correct components. Swap this one out and you'll be on your way. So I'll show you a few more things here in just a sec. Okay, so I'm going to show you another quick tip with this. If you do have the same problem with one wheel out, let's turn this on. And again, we just got the one wheel. And those motors are really noisy because this is probably our worst shop board that we've submerged in water. You see all the rust here is pretty bad, but I've just got one motor wheel, and we did just diagnose that it is the controller that is having an issue. One thing I can do, if you want to kind of still be able to use this while you're waiting for a new controller, I'm going to turn this off, and I'm going to take out the information cable here. So a lot of times these will still work once you remove this cable. So you'll still be able to use it. It just won't transmit to the computer information about the position of the wheels and, you know, how many rotations, what speed, things like that. So if you still want to use it while you're waiting on that new controller, we'll try this and see if it will work. So I've removed the information cable. Now let's turn it on. See if we can get that to work. So remember, the right wheel was not working, and now for me it's still not working. For you, it may start working. So that's something to try, and it works about 50% of the time. So the problem is likely for the power to the wheel and not the information on this particular case. But try it out for you. If you want to kind of use it while you're waiting on the new computer board, that's one thing to try out.